Bye. Yeah. 95 to infinity.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Sean P here. So yesterday I uploaded an introduction video for this channel, and in it, I spoke about what the channel will be about and that I would show you guys the technology that I use to create things on a day-to-day basis. And yesterday when I was creating that video, I was actually using my smartphone to record audio in conjunction with a Rode microphone that was going straight into the camera. And afterward, when I was editing, I realized that the audio from the smartphone was actually much better than the audio from the Rode microphone. So, that got me thinking. And I realized that my smartphone is probably the most important piece of technology that I have to get me through my day. So I figured I might as well do a review of my LG V20 smartphone after using it for 7 months. I got this phone in November of 2016, so I've had it for like 7 months so far, and it's been really great. I have like very few complaints, but I guess I'm just gonna take you guys through the ways in which I use this phone to create videos, to run a business, and to coordinate with students and colleagues and things like that. On the table in front of me, I laid out a bunch of things that I use with the phone on a day-to-day. I've got a Bluetooth speaker. I use my Bluetooth headphones, which are right over here. These are some great Bluetooth headphones, by the way, if anybody. Let me just focus in on that. These are, I'll get the official name for these cans and I'll put them into the description box. But yes, I've got a Bluetooth speaker, Bluetooth headphones. I've got a 360 fly camera right there in the middle. I've got a Moto 360 smartwatch. I've got 2 spare batteries. The ability to swap your battery is one of the biggest selling points for me getting this phone. And this is the charging cradle that LG sends with your spare battery so that you can top up the spare batteries while you're still using a battery in your phone, which is really cool. I've got an on-the-go cable that I use quite a lot just for accessing USBs and different spreadsheets that I keep on this cool little card holder that I got for $4 on Amazon. And if you work a lot with SD cards, you know how easy it is to lose these things. So I figured I'd get this card holder and just keep it in my wallet. And it's been pretty good. Especially I got these, if you get a micro SD card, I just take the micro SD card, I throw it into this little adapter, just like this. Whoop. Shit. Sorry about that. You just slide this right into the adapter. You slide the adapter into the on-the-go cable, and then, you're just dealing with a lot of different types of files on the go. No laptop necessary. So that's a big thing for me, because I work a lot with spreadsheets and things like that, just keep myself organized, get things back in focus here. So another selling point for me was that dual camera system right up there that gives you the ability to take some pretty cool wide angle shots, and I'll upload some shots that I've taken. And the camera itself the main camera is really good. My girlfriend has a fashion blog, and I often go out and shoot photos for her so that she can keep the blog updated. And it's been working pretty great on those days that I don't want to bring out a bulky DSLR. If we're at a restaurant, I'll just snap a picture really quick and she has something to upload onto her blog. And I'll leave a link for that too if you guys are interested in fashion and things like that. So this is after 7 months of use. You can see that the screen, well, I don't know if you see it, but the screen has a few scratches on it. I don't wear any screen protectors on this phone. I just don't like the way it feels. When I first got the phone, it came with a screen protector on the phone itself, and it worked pretty well. I had gotten a tempered glass screen protector to really protect the glass, and I took off the protector that it came with to put on the tempered glass one, and the tempered glass one for this phone was a piece of crap, so I ended up changing it out. And I've just been rocking it without a screen protector ever since, and I just like the way the texture of the glass and everything is. Let me just make sure I'm not giving away anyone's information here. So the phone has been running really well. I did have to factory reset it once, but that was due to my own fault. I use an application called ES File Explorer, which I'm sure a few people also use. Well, I can't really get the screen in focus here. Well, whatever. So I use this application called ES File Explorer, and it does this thing where it tells you how much space you're eating up, and it asks you if you want to clean it. And you know, I like to keep the phone in tip-top shape, so I did go along and cleaned it, but it wiped out a few system files for some reason, and it got to the point where I couldn't no longer delete things from the phone, which was really frustrating. So I had to factory reset it, because I do use the phone to ride a lot on the trains and stuff. I live in New York City, so to get around I use the subway, and I ride a lot on the train using this application called Quick Memo or Microsoft Word, depending on what it is that I'm doing. And the default applications didn't allow me to delete things anymore. Like Quick Memo is a LG default application, and that was really annoying. I keep the phone really set up just for productivity. I don't really game a lot. I use it for media creation and things like that. One thing that I really did not like about this phone was just how slippery it was without a case, and how bulky it got with a case. As you can see over there, I did purchase a RIngke case from Amazon, but I mean, it was a great case, and it did protect the phone really well. It has bumpers over the screen and stuff like that, but after a while you keep hitting the bumper if you're trying to like slide things over, you know, between screens and stuff like that, and that was annoying for me. So I just started rocking the phone naked. And you know, as it is, you go out for drinks and things like that. This phone is really slippery when you first get it. It's a very slippery phone, so you know, of course I dropped it. Nothing like the screen. It's a pretty tough phone. Like, it fell from a really high place, and so you know, the back door comes off with this little release latch, and you can access the battery and the micro SD and things like that. And it fell from a really high height, probably like 7 feet or so. And now the only thing that happens is there's a creaking noise if you press on this end here, which of course is not gonna, oh, it's right here. That just tells me that the door isn't really closing all the way correctly. But other than that, it's been pretty tough. The screen only has about like one ding here, and another ding down here. But that's pretty much it. Now the capabilities of this phone is, this thing is just amazing. Oh, check that out. You can see the ambient light sensor going off in the camera. That's cool. So I use this phone for a lot of media creation, and I wish I could like have more. Let's take this down a little bit. So the audio capabilities of this phone for audio recording is just phenomenal. I mean, today I'm recording audio on a Zoom handy recorder that I use for virtual reality that does spatial audio. But I mean, you heard from the video, if you saw the intro video that I did yesterday, how great the audio recording capabilities of this phone is. And it's incredible. I use this thing all the time. I can't tell you how many times this thing has saved me in a pinch. I got somewhere, I needed a microphone. I didn't bring one, I didn't have one in my backpack, but I had my phone in my pocket. And that's kind of why you buy these things. You know, this phone isn't geared toward everyone. You know, an iPhone user is probably not going to like this phone. You know, like, there's different markets for different people. And, you know, I'm a media content creator, and this phone is a godsend. It's a big phone, but it has a lot of customization features, like the software keys down here. You can add things for one-handed use. Well, let's get that out of there. And, you know, it's not too hard to use with one hand for, you know, I use the keyboard that I rock on Android is Gboard, Google keyboard, and it works well. Especially on this phone, it's nice and big. You know, I rarely ever make typos. But for one-handed use, there's also features like swiping it over to the right and making the screen smaller. And I've been pretty happy. You know, as you can see, it's very easy to type all over this. I'm not typing anything right now, but I'm just showing you that I can reach everything. You can even move it around. You can resize it if you want. And I think that's really nice feature. And I really do love this application that they packed in here. It's got a lot of features. It's much better than Google Keep, which was what I was using in the past. So if you're a power user, man, and you're in the market for a phone, this phone still has a lot of features that a lot of phones don't have. Like even, you know, quick remote. I use this all the time. You can set up whatever remote you need. You can even customize remotes. And I work a lot with audio-visual technology and stuff like that. Setting up art installations, working with projections and projectors. And you know, sometimes you got to mount projectors really high up in the rafters, and when it's time to shut them down so that you can protect the lamps, well, you know, when everyone's scrambling to look for a remote, you have a remote right in your pocket to shut things down. And we'll probably see the infrared blaster on camera here. See, hopefully it doesn't turn on anything. Put it to something that's not in range. Yeah, you can see the IR blaster right there. It's a pretty neat feature. You know, a lot of people would say I'd rather have water resistance and stuff like that. I can see why someone would want water resistance in a phone, but you know, I have a GoPro camera, you know, that I can just submerge to take underwater shots. If there's a downpour, this thing's in your pocket, you're gonna be fine. And I always have an umbrella on me somewhere. If it's not in the office, I keep a tiny one in my backpack and things like that. So it's really not a big deal. I'd rather have the ability to just swap out batteries. I can't tell you how good it feels to just have some spare batteries and just be able to go 0 to 100. I was always, whoa, I'm gonna have to blur that out. I was always a person who didn't really see the point of, swappable batteries. And now I don't know if I could live without it. And, the market is changing so that, everyone values water resistance and stuff like that more over, power, which is kind of ridiculous to me, because if the battery dies, you just have a paperweight. Doesn't matter how water resistant it is. It's not going to do anything for you. And, I see it all the time. I'm out somewhere with some friends and everyone's complaining, oh, my phone's about to die, or, someone wants to take a time lapse or something, and they can't do that because they're at like 20%, 15% on their phone, and they need it for communication more than anything else. I've got 100% in my back pocket if I need it. And if not, if I'm just in the office or something, just plug it into the charger. It charges up in like half hour. The only thing that I did not like about this phone was how slippery it was when I first got it. And I think I mentioned that already, but I put this badass D brand black dragon skin on here, and I think it looks phenomenal. I didn't do a great job with it, but it is what it is. The more messed up the skin gets, the more it's mine, so I'm cool with that. The fingerprint sensor is really fast. I don't think it's anything to write home about, because like all modern phones have great fingerprint sensors. And I mean, I think it's just a beautiful phone once it's configured and everything. I really like the way that it looks, the way the screen is, the bezels, everything. The second display is actually really useful. Like, I keep it on this screen a lot when I'm being productive, and to be able to just switch between apps, see what apps are open, switch quickly. And as you can see, in some apps it is contextual, so like in the home and the stock apps that LG sends with their package, they've optimized them so that it does take advantage of that second screen, which is really cool. Oh man, just hit the camera there. But I don't know. I would say if you're in the market looking for a phone today and you don't care about the gimmicks of an edge display with Samsung, you don't care about the water resistance, it's not a key feature that you need to have, but you want something that's powerful, that's, these things are going for like $500 right now. When I first got it, I paid like a small fortune for it. I paid about $700 for this phone. If you're in the market and you need a phone that has a swappable battery, you need a phone that has a great camera system, once you set it up, you have to set it up so that you use all of the megapixels when it first comes, and a lot of people don't know that, so they just kind of, they talk crap about the camera. It's just one setting change, man. Just change the setting and you're going to be happy. And if you know how to use those manual controls, you're going to get some great shots. So, I mean, if you're looking for something, like if you work a lot with audio visual technology, if you create content, you need something that can bail you out in a pinch, something that will never run out of juice because you have a spare battery in your pocket. It's pretty much a really powerful pocket computer. It's not just a phone, which, I mean, all smartphones are powerful pocket computers, but get this phone if you are in the market for that, because I think this might be one of the last phones, sadly, that has that user replaceable battery with flagship specs. I mean, the 820 Snapdragon processor is probably last year's thing. Everyone's using the 835 now, but you know, I don't notice a thing. This phone still runs like a beast. It is a beast. It's just an absolute beast. And I'd still say this is a valid and worthy phone to get over the LG G6 or Galaxy S8 if you don't care about that gimmicky stuff. And this has plenty of features packed in there for you to do whatever it is that you want to do. So I don't know, this was just me giving you my 2 cents about using this phone after 7 months and how it's held up. And this is the best Android phone I've ever had, and probably will have for a while going forward, because I don't really like the way the market is changing unless the V30 has, you know, similar features. I did see some concepts and mock-ups for that, and I don't really like the way that they have that second screen down here, which is innovative, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Well, there you go. Those are my 2 cents about this phone, what I like about it, what I didn't like about it. There wasn't much that I did not like about the phone. The only thing was how slippery it was. It does get a little laggy. I will say that if you're rocking the phone, you're using it for 3 days or something like that, you know, apps will start to cache and things like that, and it might lag up a little bit, but I always restart the phone anyway to swap out the battery. Once you do that and the cache is cleared, you're fine. You can even clear the cache yourself. So if anybody has any questions about anything that I've said, or if they want me to, you know, explain something a little better, I have no problem with answering questions and stuff like that, but you know, just ask me and I'll answer as soon as I can. I really do like that double tap to wake and double tap to sleep feature. There's just so much that I like about this phone, and I think it's still a viable option on the market. And if you're someone that values productivity and multimedia creation, I'd say go for this. This thing is a beast, and you will not be disappointed. So yeah, that's my verdict. I love this phone. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. Let me know if you do have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.